Well, Finn, are you ready for your story?
I am, Grandfather Atticus.
I'll give you 3 guesses to work out where we'll be learning about tonight.
I can't wait to try and work out where we're going.
I've brought my magic book, so as soon as you guess, we can be transported to the human world to learn more about it.
I love exploring with you, Grandfather. I'm ready to guess where we're going now.
I love exploring with you too. Okay, your first clue is, it is a ruined Mayan city.
Can I have another clue?
Of course, Finn. Here's your second clue. I see a pyramid.
I know it must be somewhere in Central America, but I'm still not sure.
You have a final clue. Within the city lies the largest court in Central America.
I think I might know where it is. Is it Chichen Itza?
That's it exactly, Finn. It's the Chichen Itza in Mexico.
So what is Chichen Itza? What does it mean?
The meaning of the name Chichen Itza is at the mouth of the well of the Itza. Chichen Itza is a large Mayan city, famous for its large pyramid temple built by the Mayan civilization. Look at it. Isn't it amazing? Chichen Itza is on the Yucatan Peninsula. Here, there aren't many surface rivers, but only 2 wells or cenotes that provide sufficient water. This is why the area became populated and where Chichen Itza took its name.
Can we open the book to learn more?
We can, Finn. Take my hand and we'll jump in.
So, this is Chichen Itza.
It is indeed. It has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1988, and it's considered a wonder of the world.
I can see why.
Let's learn about its history. Chichen Itza is an ancient archaeological site rich in history and various designs and styles which were typical to Central Mexican, Puuc, and Chene styles. It is believed that the population of Chichen Itza was very diverse. The variation of cultures is reflected in the styling, which can be seen in this city.
But who lived here?
The Mayan people of the Yucatan Peninsula founded this space. The main buildings are in an architectural style known as the Puuc.
Is that a pyramid?
Yes, this is the most famous structure at Chichen Itza. The pyramid is known as El Castillo, or the Temple of Kukulkan, for it was a temple to the Quetzalcoatl. It is 23 meters in height, which is about 7 or 8 stories high. The base of the pyramid is square, and the 4 sides rise up the steps to the temple at the top. Every year, on the vernal and autumnal equinox, countless pilgrims would have come here. On this day, the sunlight falls on the steps of the pyramid, forming wavy shadows. The shadows, when connected, seem like a huge snake falling in from the sky. The mysterious phenomenon is called the light and shadow snake. Every time it appeared, it lasted 3 hours and 22 minutes.
Wow, that's amazing!
Let's look at the steps of this pyramid. The pyramid forms a temple with 4 sides. Each side has 91 steps, making the top level the 365th step. This fabulous structure has 1 step for every day of the year. 365 steps in total.
That is a lot of steps. What are the other structures?
The Warrior's Temple and the Great Ball Court are some of the famous ones that we can still see.
It looks very old. When was it built?
It is thought that the construction of Chichen Itza began during 450 AD.
That's nearly 1,500 years ago.
Good calculating, Finn. In fact, the Mayans who created this place were also very clever, just like you.
You keep talking about the Mayans. Who were they?
The Mayans were the indigenous people of Mexico and Central America.
Were they good at maths as well?
The Mayans were good at mathematics, mainly because they liked to observe the stars and study astronomy. Mayan priests could predict the 4 seasons and harvest time by understanding the changes in the sun, the moon, and the stars. Historians discovered the remains of an observatory structure at the site.
You mean they could read the stars?
Oh yes, and they used the planets to help them plot the calendar year. The Mayans were well known for their skills in astronomy. This would explain their accurate predictions of the light and shadow snake and when it would be visible.
That's so cool. What's that over there?
That's the biggest rubber ball court in Central America. The court is 138 meters long and 40 meters wide, equivalent to 13 basketball courts. The rule of the game is that the players have to hit the ball against the wall through the hoop by hitting it off your hip without the ball touching your hands and feet. This particular game was so ferocious that the losing team could be put to death.
That sounds a bit scary. What's that? Pictures that look like they are telling a story?
Oh, that's actually Mayan writing. Of all the ancient American civilizations, the Mayans developed one of the most advanced systems of writing in numbers.
It looks a bit like ancient Egyptian writing.
Good observation, Finn. It is very similar. The Mayans used an advanced form of writing called hieroglyphics. Their writing looks similar to the ancient Egyptians, but it's actually quite different. In Mayan hieroglyphics, they use symbols, also known as glyphs, to represent words, sounds, or objects. By putting several glyphs together, the Mayans wrote sentences and told stories.
I would like to write using Mayan hieroglyphics. Could you teach me?
Oh yes! When we get home, you can try. But let's explore a little further.
Grandfather, what's that? There are so many pillars.
This is the Warrior's Temple. At the top of the steps, in front of the Warrior's Temple, there are a pair of Quetzal gods. At the foot of the temple stand rows of stone columns carved of the warriors of Itza. These columns are what give the temple its name.
The Mayans built temples to Quetzalcoatl and the Warrior's Temple. What were these temples for?
The temple is dedicated to the gods. The Maya believed in a large number of nature gods. Some gods were considered more important and powerful than others.
Can you tell me about some of them? They sound very interesting.
Okay, let's talk about Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl means feathered serpent. He was the most popular god among the Maya. He was the god of wind and Venus, which brought civilization and enlightenment to the Mayans. In addition, he controlled agriculture, harvests, and rainfall, which is of great significance for the arid Yucatan Peninsula.
So people ask this god for protection?
Yes, the Mayans worked hard to keep the gods happy. The Maya built large pyramids as monuments to their gods, just like the Castillo. At the top of the pyramid was a flat area where a temple was built. The priests would get to the top of the temples using staircases built into the sides. They would perform rituals and sacrifices at the temple on top.
Sacrifices?
It can start with 2 cenotes in the city. The larger one is in the Holy Well, which has some kind of sacred significance.
Is there anything special about this well? Is there a treasure inside?
It is indeed. The sacred well is 13 meters deep. The pilgrims from all over the world would have come to pray for the gods' protection. These offerings included gold, silver jewelry, jade sculptures, stone sculptures, and even sacrificial knives.
These are treasures.
According to legend, Mayan priests would regularly drop human sacrifices into the well, wearing lovely jewels.
Ah, that's so cruel.
Yes, it is. But dropping the living people into the well is not in order to drown them to death. If the sacrifices survived until morning, they would be pulled up from the well. The Mayans believed that the sacrifice had communicated with the gods if they were still alive. The priests would read their experiences and predict what would happen in the future.
What if they die?
That means disaster is coming.
I'm glad I didn't live back then. Well, Grandfather, I'm pretty tired and have had a lovely time visiting, but I think I am ready for bed.
Before we go, would you like to test your knowledge and see what you've learned?
I'd love to, Grandfather.
Quiz time! Question 1. Where is the Chichen Itza located? A. France. B. Mexico. Excellent. B. Mexico. Question 2. The Mayans were renowned for their skills in mathematics and astronomy. True or false? Great work. True. Question 3. What is at the top of El Castillo? A. A temple. B. A nunnery. Or C. A hospital. Well done. It's A. A temple. Let's recap before you go back to bed. The Mayan people of the Yucatan Peninsula founded the Chichen Itza. El Castillo is the most famous structure at Chichen Itza. It is 23 meters high. Chichen Itza has the largest rubber ball court in the Americas. Now we can go to sleep after our wonderful adventure. Good night!
I hope you enjoyed learning with us. See you soon.